One of my favorite hymns in the Wonder, Love, and Praise hymnal is 757, Will You Come and Follow Me? I love the tune, but I love the words mostly because it's a hymn I think about getting real with God, especially that fourth verse, which goes, Will you love the you hide if I but call your name? Will you quell the fear inside and never be the same? Will you use the faith you found to reshape the world around through my sight and touch and sound in you and me? It's a wonderful hymn. I think about getting real with God, which is what God, I think, desires most of us, that we would allow all of who we are, the good parts and the sinful parts, to be handed over to a God who wants to embrace us and to love us and to help continually turn us back to God's love over and over again. So we begin our Lenten journey now with Ash Wednesday and the 6 weeks to come as we journey with Jesus to Calvary, anticipating resurrection. And I would invite you in these days to perhaps find some ways that you might embrace more of a Sabbath walk in these days. I'm mindful of the origin word of Lent. Some say it means spring, which is that image of rebirth and renewal that we look forward to at this season. But spring also brings to mind spring cleaning, and for me it's about getting rid of those cobwebs or anything that would hinder us from our intentional faith walk. I'm mindful of a sermon that was given some 20 years ago, famous sermon by the Bishop of London at the time, Richard Charter, who talked about, and I gotta love this quote, he said that this is a time for reducing some of the chronic overstimulation which is so much part of modern living, a time when we can protect ourselves a little bit from the daily bombardments of images and stimuli, the pressures which keep us trapped on the surface. Back in those days, Good Bishop was talking about how newspaper reading was getting in the way of being able to focus. And in our day, we might think about the effects of social media that claim our time. Now, it could be that Twitter and Facebook and other social media are helpful to your spiritual journey. And if so, then by all means, use those as a way to connect more deeply with our Lenten season. But if they are a hindrance, then feel free to put them aside and allow some space to reflect intentionally on this Lenten journey. Whatever it is your practice and whatever Episcopal community you're sharing your faith with in these days, I hope that this season is full of purpose and meaning, so that as we look with open eyes and open hearts at the real in our lives and in our world, and try to turn once again towards God, we might be able to find even a deeper meaning and rejoicing at Easter. Have a blessed and holy Lent.